Thank you, everyone.
No,
I got a little bit soft with that wine. So I was really happy to go after Dave because I had a very awesome email exchange with Dave a little while ago. I did a land acknowledgement here, and natives joke about everything. It's a big part of native culture. Joke about death, joke about genocide, joke about everything. And I did, and nobody laughed. Because nobody was native and they didn't know it's okay to laugh about genocide when you're trying to laugh about genocide. So I performed and they loved it and they said, yo, I wanna publish this. I said, please, please, please publish it. Do it, absolutely. But before I got to that stage, I failed at emailing 3 times. So I emailed 3 random ass people. Please publish my jokes about genocide during a land acknowledgement. But then it was funny because I was emailing Dave and I didn't know him very well, but we drank and we had fun and I was hanging out with some people and then I didn't know so much soul to the guy. Like his voice was so hard, it's so deceptive. And his voice was like diesel, but I was like, that's too gruff, that could come across as insulting. So I messaged him, I said, man, like, your voice is so hard, you have the voice of iron. And then he was hanging out with some ladies and he said, hey man, you know, I was hanging out with some ladies and I told them, you nicknamed me Iron Voice.
Giving away my secrets.
And this was the best email exchange I had in my fucking life. 2.5 years in post-secondary. But every time I go to a movie, the cashier says to me, enjoy the movie. And every time I say, you too. And it just goes to show, I'm living proof. You can send a man to college, but you can't make him think. If a dude too old for you flirts with you, tell him you look good, but you look like your bones have turned to dust. You got a son? Never ask a woman her weight, a trans person their dead name, a settler colonist what they think of indigenous rights, a liberal about police abolition, a Cuban in Miami how they feel about politics, or an Argentinian while their grandpa speaks German. I could never go to one of those rich people restaurants. The guy would come up and he would say, this dish, this is called voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir avec des escargots, du jambon très tendre. This entree, which translates to, the meat is so tender it will fall off the bones. And to me that doesn't sound that appetizing. To me, that sounds like the description of an old person in a hurricane. None of you better say shit to my doctor. My 3 favorite things to eat: steak, Vietnamese food, and sleeping pills. By the way, I'm joking. I'm a young person in Canada. I don't have a primary care physician. I have my suit. I didn't put it on. It's a little toasty, and I'm a dumb fuck, and I'm a lazy prick. But I should be wearing my suit for this joke. People and concepts you should trust more than a douchebag in a suit. Trickle-down economics, that women will totally return your sweater after borrowing it. Emails from a Nigerian prince. A drug dealer who tells you that his stuff is the best, bro. That she is fine when she says it's fine. And a salesman who says he has a deal just for you. And lastly, a guy who calls you bro and says, trust me, 15 times in the last hour. Speaking of douchebags in a suit, I'm so fucking dumb. Being reckless and entertaining was my entire personality when I was younger. When I was younger, people thought I did a lot of drugs, but I didn't. I'm just nuts. I've had 24 Facebook bans. I've been banned from Tinder for an environmental photo that got reported for politics. I've been denied entry to rejoining my high school. I've been banned from Earls. And I booked my flight to Vietnam without applying for a visa.